Didn't. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What do I say? It's been so long.
Girls and boys.
Girls and boys.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back to What's That Noise? I'll let Joe start it off. I thought you were going to take my line, and then I forgot it, so you should have taken it.
So, we really are here at the end right now. This is the end.
This is the end.
We both went there.
Joe's not my friend.
Not after that intro.
I thought I'm your housekeeper.
Right.
Was I not?
We're working on that, right?
How about that intro? I can't wait to delete that from the internet.
I know. I can't
wait to post that tomorrow.
Can't wait to watch it back.
Lee Jaskey in the house.
Hey, Lee. How's it going, man? Oh, yeah. So Lee is a member of... Great. Something to talk about. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it.
Did you text Lee to be like, hey, man, are you busy?
No,
Can you hop in my chat real quick?
So Lee plays drums, now plays drums in the Ghost Particles, which I've mentioned on the stream before, is a band that my dad is a part of down in Madison, Wisconsin. And over the course of, I don't know, last a handful of months now, they have slowly but surely been finishing up a song or two at a time in batches down there. They record all on their own. Phil, the singer-songwriter, does some recording at home. And my dad and Dave get together. Dave's got a little spot, and they do overdubs together. And they recorded a full-length album, and they sent the tracks up here. I played drums on most of the record, a little bit of percussion, and added a few things here and there. Our good friend Paulie Ryan, a percussionist down in Madison, played some percussion on the record. And now Lee is in the band. Lee's going to be the drummer. So thanks, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the mixes. I can't wait to hear the final mastering. And yeah, at some point, I have talked to my dad about it. At some point, we're going to feature one of these Ghost Particles tracks and maybe do a mix breakdown on the show. I got to talk to Phil and maybe figure out which song. But
cool. Still, coolest band name. Probably
band name.
ever.
Yeah, great band name. So.
Yeah.
Is the record done being tracked?
Record is done.
Nice.
Yep. Final mixes were sent over to those guys the other day, and unless there's any like mix changes or whatever, off to mastering, and it's coming out. Some labels putting it out on vinyl.
Oh wow, we were just talking vinyl.
I'll have to get a little more info, but they got some plans cooking. So, and I'm stoked that Lee jumped into the band and got me off the hook because my dad was like, "Hey man, if we can't find a drummer." And we got like a gig, like you're driving down here, which would have been cool. But I'm happy to have them have that, that other band member. That thing.
You're gonna have to move somewhere that's closer to Madison.
I'm thinking, could happen. Could happen. Nothing is impossible,
So here we are. How many? So I don't know if this is correct.
How many weeks were we off?
I was literally I was going to talk about how far we've gone. How many weeks were we off? 2?
3?
I don't know. We were off a bunch. So, yeah, sorry
Diane.
if we feel out of whack. Yeah, right. Somebody knows. But we've been off a bunch of weeks. This is going to be the last episode for a while because there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of starting to happen with life and whatever. We're going to talk about all that as we go. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how long we had been off because I'm sure, quite a bit of time has passed.
Couple weeks.
A lot of stuff has happened. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
All good. I was gonna say, so here we are. I wonder if I got, I'm like tucked out of the GoPro shot. You don't really need to see me.
Right where you belong.
With my head
we
down.
saw you in the intro. And
yeah, that's true. And that was too much anyway.
We all know how that ended up.
Theoretically, and I say this because we're not sure. Episode 18. And we did
a couple that we would call pilots or whatever, but there was
we really had like 6 to 8 of those.
So you're saying we're in the 23-ish neighborhood or more?
It's got to be. What I would say is
that's
consistently,
amazing.
with the exception of probably maybe over the course, maybe 5 to 6 different weeks that we've had off.
Yeah.
Since like early December, we've been going pretty strong maybe.
I was going to say.
We've done close to 20 of these?
It was really cold when we were working on stuff early on, and now it's really hot. So
true.
Several months worth of shows.
Good call. It definitely was.
Wow.
Christmas holiday-ish. I don't know if we got kicking before the holidays or after.
So.
I thought we did too.
I just don't remember.
Didn't we? Was it maybe January when we kind of decided like, okay, this is officially the season or something?
You know what's? Yes, I want to say that's the case too. And you know what I just realized because of the internet is I can go see our videos and at least go back to the unnumbered stuff, right? Live mixing in Pro Tools, going back to all the way back. The very first episode right here. When is this from? Brutal.
1987.
December 15th, 2020.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Brandy said we were off for 3 weeks. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I feel 3 weeks rusty.
I was like, her name's Brandy, dude. I don't. What are you talking about?
I hear you, Rusty. Thanks for tuning in, brother.
I want to know if the people found Jeremy's parking lot to Mark Slaughter comment as funny as I did, because that was great. You didn't get to hear it.
Joe spun up a clip, but I didn't see what clip he chose, and I didn't get to hear it in the studio. So when I get to watch this later, it'll be interesting to see what these clips are. I heard, and I'm not putting you on the spot. We don't need one now, but you dug up some clips, right?
A couple.
Yeah. So
Should we throw another one out at it?
I don't know. We could sprinkle them, right? I don't know how many you got. I'm not trying.
Let's look.
to.
I've
6 of them or
got.
something.
So if we actually go to it, everybody can still hear us. They just can't see us. We know you can't see us. What? 1, 2, 3. There's 6 clips lined up. We've
Yeah,
seen
we'll
one.
bring
We'll
one up
probably
shortly.
play that one 4 or 5 more
bring one up
times.
shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's crazy to think that we've done 20 episodes. I was trying to think about it a little bit today. Like, we've had a pretty good handful of guests too, and I don't want to leave
Sure.
anyone out. But I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, we've had Mark Slaughter,
Mark Slaughter, Brett
Evan.
Pachusic,
Brett and Eric from Fuzzard. We had Evan Bakke.
Zach's Rust.
We had Zach Zrust
Ian
from And We
Combs.
Ian
Danced.
Combs.
We had Ian Combs. We had
Rip-
Sam Hall.
Sam Hall.
There's got to be more too.
Of
right?
Sam Hall.
I don't know, but so I mean, we had a bunch of Jonah was on.
Jonah definitely popped into one.
We've had a bunch of guests. We've gone
A
through
lot of great people in the chat. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. We've had a bunch of guests. We had a bunch of cool new friends in the chat. We've gone through, I don't know. I mean, if we've had 20 episodes, we've probably gone through close to 10 or 12 different pieces of music and sessions
Gotta be.
with a little bit of mixing or whatever. So, it was it's crazy to think. Yeah, like Joe was saying, like the first maybe 5 or 6 or something ish that we did, we called pilots when it was all said and done, and then we started up. So maybe we did 12 episodes this season, if you will, using the terms loosely, but pretty cool that we got that far through, and we decided like we kind of had to put a pin in it and kind of call it the end of the season, just because like there's a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm about to leave for tour for close to 2 months. I leave on the 31st. So, and life has been coming back on. Joe's been back to traveling for work. Soul Asylum finally played a couple weeks ago, our first show in front of a live crowd.
How'd that go?
It was great. It was the day seemed like it was going to be a nightmare. We played right outside of Chicago, so we drove down day before. Day of the show, super gray and windy and rainy and just not looking good. And all day it was like, I don't know, it's probably not gonna happen. No one called it off, but it wasn't looking good, and everyone's looking at the radar, and it would rain for a while, and it would stop raining, but it never got nice out, and then it would start raining hard again. Long story short, like the opening band got cut because we knew there was no time for them. None of the bands sound checked all day because it was raining, and then I'm gonna say like 20-ish minutes before we were supposed to go on as the second band on the bill, and then the Bodines was a headliner. It stopped raining and the clouds went away and it got really nice out. And like the audio guys threw out the stuff. We did no sound check, barely did a line check. Cody just somehow, Kyle made sure everything was getting out front. Quick test of all the vocal mics or whatever. And all the people showed up, like, I don't know, 4,500 or something, like a shit ton
Nice.
of people out in this field. And everyone showed right up, no problem. And like, it ended up great.
Let there be rock.
Yeah, it was awesome, and we needed it. Or I shouldn't say we. I can't speak for everyone. I needed it because that was the first show in front of a crowd, and like I said, I think in like 16 months. So we did a couple live streams, but it's not the same, and especially no sound check, no nothing. All of a sudden, it's an outdoor show, and it's a throw and go, and your whole sound check and your whole afternoon got totally changed because of the weather, and anything goes or whatever, and it came out great. We had a good time. The night stayed nice. Everyone, both bands played, and no weather came back, and it felt good.
Minus a few kind of one-offs. We did the crotch mic shootout. We did the kind of drum Saturdays and stuff like that. If you take that stuff all into consideration, there's like probably 25 or 26 episodes up, plus a
Wow.
couple of those videos.
Yeah.
So it's been a grip. a whole
We are
stack.
incredible. That's all I'm saying.
I've been trying to get somebody to say it. Thank you.
I'm glad we're all on the same page with that. So yeah. But so we decided, like, you know, as you've seen a bunch of weeks go by here, and we had some planned weeks off, and then we ended up with a couple more weeks that weren't necessarily pre-planned, but things got busy for a multitude of reasons. And yeah, we just decided, like, before this tour, you know, the last couple of weeks, I got plenty of studio stuff to do. You know, like I just said, we decided it's probably time to kind of put the end on season 1. I'll go do the tour. Everyone will continue to reacclimate to life, kind of post-pandemic, and how that all unfolds, and getting back to all the things that we now do or used to do, or whatever that looks like, and whatever. So, you know, we have some plans. I think, you know, we got together the other, I don't know, a couple days ago, whatever. We talked about some plans for the future. We're excited about a season 2, but I think we're going to make some changes to season 2 as far as, I don't know, we're still talking through it, but we're talking about maybe trying to kind of switch hit between mixing episodes versus guest episodes, and maybe kind of keep it somewhat consistent and revolve those. And we're also discussing maybe doing twice a month instead of every week. Again, all things we're just kicking around. It's up, you know, obviously we can do whatever the hell we want. That's the beauty of it. But, you know, just kind of, you know, to let everyone that has been watching, and we're thankful for everyone that's watched and kind of followed along with us so far. We're just figuring this out as we go. We never really have had a grand scheme plan other than just doing it and trying to enjoy it and figuring out what we want to do next. And that's kind of why we decided we'll end season 1 here while it makes sense, and we'll figure out what we've learned from these now, whatever you just said, 20-ish episodes, and all this time we've put in, and figure out how to come back and make it better and make it maybe a little different and all that stuff. And, you know, we're always, I say it often, but I'll say it again, like, anyone that has been following along and watching us, like, we really appreciate that. And if you have any tips or whatever, you know, any thoughts on things you'd like to see for season 2, or things you like about the show, things you think could be better, whatever, we're happy to always hear about any of that stuff. But
I was just going to say that. Certainly feel free to let us know what you would like to see. I think
yeah, we could use the help.
we really, this show started as just a dream and a camera, people. And
That's right. One man
That's right.
by himself
By myself.
in the streets.
In these streets.
At Best
Realistically,
Buy, buying cables.
here, if you, dude, kick back. We can all hop
Oh
in
yeah,
here.
right.
No, but realistically, it was like, oh, this ended up being real cool. A lot of fun. We've had some good times on here. You were kind of rattling off some of the guests that we had. I know we've definitely gone through a handful of pieces of gear, and I was wondering to myself, and now I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. So if you don't have it handy at this second, that's all right. But, like, are you going to, like, close it down with a piece of gear tonight? Can we look at a piece of gear?
We sure can.
Okay.
Yep. I'll decide which one.
I like those.
I mean, we can definitely do that. We can do a piece of gear. Do you have a category?
Ooh. No.
Okay.
Ooh, good question.
Ooh,
No, I don't. I don't know. I was kind of thinking back, like, when I was going through some of the shows looking for some moments. I ended up pulling a lot of the moments that we will see from just a handful of episodes because, frankly, it was just like, it's so much to go through.
Oh, yeah.
So we just nabbed a few, but, like, if you don't already, for sure go follow us in all the places. We are going to, be releasing some more of that stuff. All the stuff still lives on YouTube, of course. But I think, like Brad, you were saying, sharing some of these clips, I think, will be a really good way to just, like, I watched the episode, but I don't remember that part.
Or maybe you caught half of the episode.
Yeah.
Some of those went super long, where we were like, 2.5 hours or whatever, and went pretty
Right.
late. So, like, there's stuff in there that, I mean, I was watching those clips the other day, and I was like, man, I almost kind of forgot about that one.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think other people would call it a highlights reel. I mean, our shit's always so on point that it's kind of all just highlights
Right.
or whatever.
yeah. For
The
But
YouTube
essentially
channel
what you're
is the
telling me is
highlights reel.
If there was a way to make a highlights reel of our show, like
This
this
would be
is
it.
highlights
kind
of
of
the
what you've done,
highlights.
right?
I feel like it's just
Like
early.
super 80s, like she's got highlights in her highlights, bro. She's got that maul claw that's
Yes.
just like like a
Oh,
like a Venus flytrap.
My favorite. Why don't we? You know, one of my favorite. Let's give a visit back here to our buddy Chuck, who we had on the show a while ago, whose music we featured.
Chris in the chat just
Wait a minute.
just way out of line. Yeah, Chris, man, put that first beer down, dude.
Oh my lord! What was I talking about?
Boobs? Oh, sorry, what?
With a Z and
We were talking about if it was possible to make a highlight reel of our show.
I was
Which
gonna
clearly
rip the
is
Chuck
not.
clip. Here's Chuck.
And with that, tell
Chuckles.
everybody about Chuck a little bit, Evan.
All right. Chuck was born in 1770.
Right.
I mean, like I'm just getting like flooded with Chuck stories because there's
Great. Yeah. Dude, he's a one of a kind, man. Me and Evan had this conversation once. We're like, I can't tell if Chuck is like 40 or like 4,000 years old.
Probably both.
he's right in between.
Right.
He's older than any furniture you guys own.
I mean, he's got songs and stories like he's 4,000 years old.
Engel called me one day and was like, "You gotta meet my friend Chuck." So I went to Guitar Center, and I think I played him one of the songs you and I were working on at that time. I don't know what it was.
Sure.
And then he came down to Pound Sound like later that afternoon.
Right.
What'd you say? Pretend we're working? We're not. The best part about that, I can't wait to watch this on YouTube again. It's like I go, oh, what? Pretend we're working, and I faded back, and the chair's just like spinning, like you just got up and left the fucking place. It was great. Yeah. Here, I'll hop in.
Makes it so hot the chair's still spinning.
All right. So if you guys haven't figured it out, we're kind of hanging out tonight and sharing favorite moments, sharing favorite memories. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do. So we talked a little bit about guests. We got more people coming for season 2.
Spoilers.
No
No spoilers.
spoilers?
no spoilers, man.
No spoilers. We got big plans.
Can I drop one huge? I'm going to drop one huge name.
Nope.
I'm going to do it. All right, I won't tell you.
People already know my name, but
It rhymes. It rhymes with Honey No No. But it's a dude who died when he was skiing. I'm out of control. We are going to have some more guests on the show I'm really excited about. We are going to have some big names. Jeremy talked a little bit about the format, and I think when we come back, we're probably going to open that up a little bit. I think we want to get some ideas from the people and what y'all are trying to see. We should do is run like a favorite moments. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I was looking for that word. A favorite moments poll or something. Like a again. Can't do a highlight reel, but can't do a highlight reel.
Oh, where you going, Joe?
Because it's all highlights, but right here.
Why are you getting up? You're doing so well.
We'll hop back over. Let's do a highlight poll in the off season here.
Let's do it. I'm going to get my Lemmy thing going over here. Hang on.
Yeah. Looks good, dude.
When I first started recording albums, 1964. Yeah, we are on Total Hangout tonight. I don't know. Oh, yeah. We're buddies, and we're all in the frame.
We're buddies and we're funny.
Now it feels like a terrible podcast, doesn't it?
It has since I kicked it off.
Now we've joined the ranks.
All right, so here's the deal. You guys already know this. We're here to hang out.
We have shorts on.
Brad doesn't. Remember we saw Brad's knees a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it was freaking me out, man.
Chris. Where did Jeremy go? Refresh your screen, bro.
I'm right here.
He's right there.
Yeah, right.
Ray Rutledge is in the house.
I'm right behind the bong smoke.
Speaking of haze, real talk. I got home the other day.
Uh-huh.
I walked in the house and I go to my roommate. I was like, hey, man. I go, real question. Is there like a cloud of weed smoke following me, like a la Pigpen from Peanuts or something? Because I was like, it's hazy. Like, I feel like it's hazy. He goes, yeah, you jackass. It's from the wildfires in Canada.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
I didn't even notice. I haven't noticed over here.
It was hazy as heck the other day at my place. And I honestly thought like I was just so much in the cloud that
Like
it was following me.
you?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to smoke. It would just
I
be,
like smoking.
like,
so.
just be on.
Yeah. Just hotbox my bubble.
It's a good idea.
So what's up, Brad?
It's like having a gas mask bong, kind of. Any of you guys ever out there and done a gas mask bong? I've never done it. I've seen them though. It's a real thing.
Never heard of it. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
yeah.
I have. I absolutely have. Oh,
I do
what's
see
Chris
some
saying?
questions coming in. I don't know
Charles.
if they're legitimate or not. This one could be.
This is today, you guys. Come hang out. Let's talk about some stuff. Bring your questions. What do you got? Diana, this is the quietest Diane's ever been.
I don't know if she's here. Is she? Maybe
She's
she
here.
is.
Brandy's in the
Man,
house.
thanks for the kind words, Charles. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, another part of some of these freestyle episodes and just like hanging out is the fact that like I have been. I don't think. I mean, I can probably touch upon a little bit about it, some of the stuff, but I have been busy down here. I've been working a lot, so it's like it's kind of more fun to hang out and chat and like if I mixed a whole bunch already today, so I don't necessarily need to stare at Pro Tools. So sometimes we'd like to keep it light. I hope that the ones that are, when we're mixing are informative, and I hope the ones where we're just kind of freestyling is fun and funny or whatever. But yeah, man, our goal always was to not really, I mean,
we didn't want to make something just to make something.
right. We didn't want to get too contrived, and we didn't want to really put too many parameters on ourselves. And it can be difficult to always have a session ready to go, and and have a plan for each week or whatever. So, and we've had a lot of fun. Some of these freestyle ones, it seems as though it's when we have the most interaction and the most people watching and the most people commenting. And while I get that you might hopefully can learn something while watching someone mix, it's definitely more fun to be interactive and chatting with people in real time and maybe asking questions and getting answers. And so I really enjoy that part too. And that's why, like we talked about, for maybe coming back for season 2 or whatever, the idea of we'll split that more down the middle, where we have guests and kind of Q&A based episodes, and then we have like focused recording episodes, and maybe that's 50-50 or whatever. Again, no rules, but we're just thinking about changes that we think are appropriate.
We kind of figured that out on the fly too.
Right.
There was that one week where it was like you texted us like
Yeah.
half an hour before we were on our way here.
No session tonight.
Yeah.
I don't have anything
You're
planned.
Bring
like,
some
come up
questions.
with 5 questions.
Everyone planned 5 questions, and we had a blast.
We didn't even get through all 5.
We didn't get to all 5. That's right.
So
I was just gonna say, I think too, for the last year plus being so just like you don't see your normal people, you don't see.
Yes.
Joe's got that microphone in my face. You don't see like you're not out doing the normal thing. So even for us to be able to see each other every week was like, for a while, you guys were the only people I was seeing.
It-
Yeah, 'cause
It
we
was
did-
my-
right. I mean,
So
I
we
guess-
just shooting the shit all the time. It was great.
right.
when we talked about all this and then decided we were gonna do it for real, like definitely through winter and stuff, like it was like sweet Tuesday night, go do the stream. We got to talk about it throughout the week. Like there was other things going on or whatever, but it was definitely something to look forward to.
True. A coin flipped at some point where, and this is no offense to the podcast, because I think we all really enjoy doing it, but we went from so deep in the pandemic that it was the one thing each week that would drag you out of your house, to now kind of having everything back, plus this one thing that you're asked to kind of do every week, and being like, oh shit, man, I got this Monday, this Tuesday, this Wednesday, this Thursday,
Right.
like this week is gone again.
I was thinking about that, like how did I always felt like it was too busy prior to the pandemic. Pandemic happened, and definitely there was like downtimes and stuff, but it was like I still felt like I kept busy. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I wonder how wild it's gonna feel when things come back and whatever. And now we're here in it, and it's like how I'm not doing half of the stuff I did before the pandemic, and
Not
I feel
yet.
like I'm busier than I ever was.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? I don't know. What about
Yeah.
I've wanted to ask you guys this a little bit now, and now that we got here, I think I finally can. Like, from when we started this, whenever the first real conversation happened, did things happening now? Like, how close did we land to what you thought? You know what I mean? I don't really know how to ask that question, but like,
I know what you're saying.
how'd we hit it up
I
here?
remember a conversation that we had that was, in 3 months, let's assess where we're at. We never did that. We just kept.
No, yeah.
So I think
Ooh.
that says a lot about
I guess that's true. We just
the
kind of
fact
kept
that,
plowing.
yeah, the fact that like we're all into this, we all like doing it, we all like each other, you know.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't like Joe, a
Right, I was
whole
gonna
lot,
say,
but
I was
he's
gonna
got all
say.
the gears.
Right, so
Speak
I'm
for
here.
yourself on all that stuff.
I
Yeah.
forgot all about that comment until you just said it, and
Me
you're
too.
right. Like we never did
That's
we?
a good point. We just pushed right past that and just kept going. There wasn't a
Yeah.
3-month check-in. And how long has it been? What did we just decide?
Well, it's
December 15th, 2020 was the first.
And I would say the first check-in we really had about it, other than just what we're going to do to keep going, was like last week when we got,
True.
when we got together to
True.
talk about this episode.
True.
So we made
Which-
it a little bit longer than 3 months before we decided to sit down and go like, all right, what are we doing, or what have we done?
I remember when we talked, like almost the first time, I for sure remember being like, let's get into this, get into the spring, summer, and then see what happens, because there was so much up in the air with the pandemic
Right.
and all that sort of stuff that everybody was like, yeah, like let's just do it for a while and see how things shake out. And now kind of here we ended up. I really thought another thing I brought up to you like right away was like, is there going to be enough stuff?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, we have enough stuff to do every week and stuff to talk about, just all of it, right?
And on the freestyle episodes, certainly not this one because it being the end, we wanted this to be freestyle. But even on the other freestyles episodes, it wasn't like we don't
Usually
have anything. It was
we had something,
like
something available,
yeah, but it was like, is it, you know?
right?
Times this stuff has been a lot of fun talking to everybody in the conversational stuff and into the stories and all that sort of thing.
Right.
You know, so
some
we'll
of that
keep doing
stuff
that.
too is like, do we have enough stuff? But then it was like, oh, this has got to turn into a 2-parter because
Yeah.
it's kind of too much.
That's what I'm saying. We never
Yeah.
really ran out of stuff.
Right.
There were days where it was like, oh, we've got that. It's not the most exciting, so let's do this instead or whatever. But like, it was never
Yeah.
like, uh-oh.
I totally agree. I think that happened in the overall picture, and I think that even happened sometimes, or maybe even often, with episodes. I'd
Yeah.
start the episode off, even knowing, okay, we're going to work on this session or whatever, and we're all kind of feeling however we're feeling when we start. I'm like, man, hopefully we can fill up 2 hours.
Right.
And then all of a sudden something hits or someone asks a question or whatever happens, and we spark the thing, and we're doing our thing, and we're working, and we're talking, and I look up, and I'm like, oh, shit, man, we're 5 minutes over already. Or it's just like,
That.
it went from I hope we can fill this to we're already
We need to
over.
cut this because we're 20
Yeah.
minutes over. That happened a lot.
Yeah. So it's interesting, which I guess, is a good sign because it means it flows for us. I don't know. We're enjoying doing it, and like I said, we have a small but loyal fan base, and we're happy to have them. And, it was never really an intention or some main goal to like build some giant YouTube channel and be like, we just wanted to fuck around and do this, which I think we have done so far.
Plenty
so,
of fucking
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've said it a bunch of times, and we'll keep saying it. It's like, man, we're already down here doing this stuff anyway. You're already working on all this stuff. Brad and I are already in and out regularly. It was like, let's just flip on a camera and invite everyone else in
Right.
Mm-hmm.
to hang out with
Right.
us.
And like we've said all along, and the truth is, like, no one here is really looking to be a YouTuber. No. We wanted to talk about music and record making because that's the things that we know and that we talk about. But YouTube and all this now has to go on hold because I have to go make music.
Right, regular life is
Like,
coming
yeah,
back
like,
somehow.
So, there's certainly YouTubers. I think at this point there are probably several YouTubers who would be like, I can't go on tour with you guys.
For sure.
My channel is
Right.
that's what I do.
I'm making
you know?
stacks.
Right, and we are not that, so it's a blessing and a curse for those who are watching. Sorry we have to go away for a while, but sorry not sorry because I'm leaving to go on tour, and that's like, I'm very fortunate.
Come
to
say
get to-
hi there
Yeah, well,
instead of here.
that, and
You got dates?
I do. I'll pull them up on the
All right.
website so I say them correctly because otherwise I have no idea where I'm going.
Yeah.
But yeah, while it does suck that we have to shut the show down for a couple of months, I'm, very thankful, and it is not lost on me that like I get to kind of go do my dream job for the next 2
Right.
months, which is like that's the thing that I've been doing and have wanted to do for a long time. So while it sucks to put the podcast on hold, a guy's got to go on tour.
I think when you texted us one night and you were like, just got dates, gonna be gone for 2 months.
Right.
Both of us responded with like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
it wasn't
no,
like,
yeah, no
meant
one's
a
like,
lot
oh,
of
man,
extremes.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was just like, awesome. Finally,
We
you
all
get to
knew it was
go.
going to happen sooner or later. Right. Didn't
Yeah.
know when. And I didn't realize it would be this. Hey, Chuck. Yeah, man.
In the house.
Yeah, we didn't know when, and we didn't know how many. I didn't realize we were going to all of a sudden just be out for. I mean, we're literally out for 7 weeks and change, and it's like we're playing almost every day. It's a strong 7-week tour. There's not a ton
More
of
dates
off
have
days.
been added too, right?
Yeah.
More dates just got added all over the place. There's a handful of off dates, so we are running and gunning, and it's a little nerve wracking at first because it's been a minute since we've done that.
You'll
But
slide right in.
I
man.
know after the first whatever it is, 3 or 4 nights, we're all going to be like, oh yeah, rock tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait. We're playing outside mostly. Hopefully it's not crazy hot all summer or whatever, but I think it's, I'm really looking forward to it, man. It's a big piece of what I do and have done and want to continue to do. So got to get back to it sooner or later, man. It's been a year and a half. Longest break I've probably ever had since I started.
It's
really.
got to be. It's got to
Yeah.
be. For a lot of people, whatever break you took from whatever it was you were doing, that's got to be one of the longer breaks that has been taken by, unless you quit doing something.
Right.
Brad and I will for sure keep some of the content coming. We've got some of these snippets from old shows and shows past and whatever, so we'll keep those rolling while Jeremy's gone.
These
we may
guys are going to try to grab some clips and
we may try and sneak some stuff.
see if I can zoom in and maybe do one from tour. We haven't looked at a timeline or schedule or figure out a night where I'm somewhere with Wi-Fi where it makes sense for these two. Who knows?
I think that's going to be
we'll
more of
try.
a seat of our pants sort of thing too, where it's like, hey man, where you at this week?
Right.
Do you want to do a stream?
Right.
And we'll announce it.
Right. I don't know if we'll be able to give you a big heads up, or it might be one of those things where it just kind of works out and we decide, whatever, half hour, an hour before. But we'll do our best to let you know. We're going to try to do something while I'm gone for sure.
Yeah.
And then like I said, when I get back, we're going to reconvene and talk about a plan. We do have a couple potential guests already lined up. I've reached out to a couple of people. A couple of people have asked me if they could be on the show, which was super cool. So we got some plans for that. There's always recording and mixing to do. So let's talk about making records for a little bit. So I've shown a good amount of the fuzzard material on the show. We've done some mix breakdowns. We've talked to a couple of guys via Zoom. I talked to Brett quite a bit on the phone today. Our plan is that record's almost done, but it's not finished. And again, I'm going to leave for 7 weeks. So talk to Brett today. There's more to talk to Brad about post show as far as all this stuff. But,
I talked to Brett all.
oh yeah, I suppose Brett called you immediately. You already know. But yeah, so it's a 10-song album. We're almost done, but we're not done. So I think our new goal is to be entirely done with 9 of the songs before I go. The 10th song, most of the music is done. Maybe even all of the music is done now. But it needs vocals. Brett has most of them written, not all of them written, but not all of them. So he's thinking, why rush the last one? Take the time while you're gone to really write great lyrics and spend some time with Eric and get it together, whatever. I'll come back. We finish the tracking on the one last song, which is just vocals, and then I'll begin mixing. So I'll be right back to mixing as soon as I get home. And the goal is to basically, I figure realistically to get the vocals done probably requires 2 or 3 nights over here, half nights, whatever. That's not going to happen in 1 week. That's going to happen over the course of probably 2 or maybe 3 weeks realistically. And then I need another 10 days to mix it. So
Yeah.
Still plenty
Fuzzard
cooking.
record done, hopefully off to mastering 5 weeks after I get back.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
we talked about the 15th, I think.
Something,
Stuff already
yeah.
lined up and ready to
Yeah,
roll.
so it's my plan is to get home, decompress for a day or two, and then, and I guess actually I didn't even think of this, but
I feel like I just saw a thought train hit you in the head,
yeah.
man.
Well, I'm gonna check the question in a second here. I'm gonna stay with this because I'm discovering this as I go. There's no reason. Other than whatever time I want to chill post-tour to kind of get my bearings and get ready to go. I don't have to wait for song 10 to be tracked to start mixing 1 through 9.
Sure.
Mhm.
True.
So that could actually be the outlier at the end, and we could actually push a bunch of that timeline up if we needed
Yeah.
to.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't really consider that when I was
Definitely.
talking to Brett. We're like, we'll finish the record, then we'll start mixing. But again, if I need those guys over here 3 or 4 nights a week, that's not going to happen in a row. It's going to take 2-3 weeks to happen. I can have the whole rest of the record mixed
Ready.
in those 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Jennifer's coming out to a couple of Soul Asylum dates over on YouTube. She
Oh,
let us know
cool.
she's got some ticks. There was a question in the Facebook.
yeah. Let me look.
Where'd that go?
Let
You
me
got
get
it?
back to the questions. I love when you guys ask questions. Is there a song or a few songs out there, maybe even a hit, where you feel there's something that you wish you could get in there mix-wise and possibly fix or make better? Yeah, a zillion of them.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh man.
I mean, I can't tell you now what song it was or whatever, but I remember, like, again, it's a little different for me because I grew up and I got to see people in the studio right away, young, and got to see you being in the car with my mom, listening to whatever radio station in Milwaukee she liked, and I remember being like, whatever song she was listening to and kind of singing along with, I was like, I would have a tambourine on this chorus. I think that there could be like another harmony
That's
here.
great, dude.
Like I was already talking that shit because I had seen Butch do it, so I was already, it was something I
You
could.
knew it was already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
So-
are the pieces.
Yeah, so I hear that stuff, but that said, like, that part of it was fun. Like, I do listen sometimes to old records that like I thought back then sounded good, and I'm shocked at like how I
great.
don't think they sound good now, or maybe they don't sound good to today's standards or whatever. But I don't ever think to myself I want to go back and fix those. In fact, I've had arguments with bands that have talked about like maybe we should freshen up this thing from forever ago. I'm kind of like,
It's done.
it's kind of, well, yeah, it's done, and it's like, I don't know, it's like, putting weird new digital parts in old Star Wars movies or something. It's kind of, it's like,
I feel a lot of times when that happens,
that is the song. Like,
Right.
there's nothing to
too late.
fix or whatever. Like, sure, maybe I hear it different, but I don't always want those ears because I just want to enjoy that music and not go like, oh man, I wish it sounded like this or that or whatever. Like, if it's cool, it's fucking cool. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to sidetrack myself with like thinking I can make it better. If it was a hit song, it was good enough for it.
What were you saying, Brad?
Doesn't need whatever I was gonna say or do.
I think a lot of times when that does happen too, like record comes out, fully remastered, whatever, and you listen to it and you're like, this doesn't sound good.
Something's weird,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like, and again, not that everything's an old classic or whatever, but it is. It's a stamp in time, and I like when records stay what they were. I don't often think about going back and fixing stuff. I don't think about like, I know some artists are like, man, I love my first album or this thing I used to do, but the recording was terrible and I couldn't sing it. I'd love to go back and do those songs over. I've never really, like, that said, I realize I'm kind of contradicting in the fact that, like, we did an attention thing very much like that recently. But that was for fun or for nostalgia or whatever.
For the sake of being like, this could be better.
Some guys get so
Trust
caught
me,
in
it could
their
be
own.
better.
Right.
We all
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like,
Some guys get caught so much in that circle, though, that I don't know. I think it's a bad hamster wheel. I was having this conversation with a friend today about an artist who I won't name because it's not necessarily the best conversation, but this particular guy has seen a zillion plus lineup changes. He's continued to be the sole member to carry kind of a name for quite a while. Not a big famous band or not anything most people on here would know, but a guy that me and this other person that I was talking to know. And we were both just like, or I asked, I was like, why doesn't he just like start a new thing with a new name and
Right,
freshen it
kill
up
us.
and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the other guy was telling me, like, I've asked him, and it's just, he said, like, not only does he have this much time and effort invested in this name, but he really believes in these songs. And like I was, and it's kind of I think it's a little bit of a Book of John Fields thing, but also I think it's the truth. I was half kidding, but again, not. I was like, fuck those old songs. Like, write new songs.
Right.
Like, you get, like, I mean, it's cool to
If you
still
thought
believe
those
in
were
your
good-
old stuff,
yeah.
but like, if they're 5 years old, they're 5 years old. Like, what are you doing? Like,
even if you think and believe in those, it's like, man, they've been out.
don't wait. Don't
Right.
wait to see if these first 5 that you wrote 5 years ago are the ones. Keep trying. Because if they were that great, something probably would have happened by now.
Well, like my
Yeah.
friend Jeremy once told me, if you want to write a great song, you got to write 40,000 bad
You want to
ones.
write one good song? Yeah, write 50 bad ones.
Right.
And then maybe there's a good one in there, hopefully. Otherwise, write 50 more or whatever. They can't all be winners.
Diane's in the house.
Hey, Diane.
Everybody, we can start. We've been waiting.
Yeah,
We've just been chilling.
Right, so hit the intro. Jeff.
Yeah, let me go ahead and just jump over there. I left our mics up there, just so everybody can get a, we like to goof around, y'all. What are we talking about?
When you write a song, where do you start? Guitar, lyrics, or melody? The stock answer, and it is true, is it does vary. Although the real truth for me is it typically starts with guitar. For me, I am that style of songwriter where it typically starts with music of some variety. And then at some point I start singing over the top of that music. Sometimes I'll have a melody idea, and then I will look for the chord changes or some music to help accommodate or accompany that melody idea. But typically it starts when I'm sit down and just start playing guitar and stumble across a part or some changes or something I like, and then I start singing gibberish over the top to find a melody and a phrase. And for me, it typically starts with the guitar.
Yeah,
I'm impressed by guys that start with lyrics because it's just a whole
Man,
other
I mean,
thing.
I can't even I can't.
Lyrics are the hardest part.
Yeah.
And I guess just because you started with lyrics doesn't mean they're good lyrics.
Well, and I'm
but
thinking
at
about
least
all
you got
the
some lyrics.
all the folks that I've been able to work with and do stuff with over the years, and everybody's a little bit different. But it's like it all starts with that one little piece or idea, whatever it is. And I know plenty of cats who always more often than not, it's a guitar riff or something like that. But who.
Refresh this, or should it just?
I told the people we had a little video
yeah.
stubble.
Yeah.
We should be good. Go ahead and refresh your browser if you need to, but stay with us. A lot of guys will be like, I have
Sometimes
a couple friends
it
that's like
comes together for me
Right.
because I will just kind of start
jam it out.
strumming and singing gibberish at the same time to find
Mm-hmm.
that combination of melody and chords, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool, and then I start writing from there. But usually starts with just playing guitar for me.
It's funny, Brandy's like, I got to start with lyrics, and being a guy who doesn't write lyrics, it's
Yeah, right.
oh man, what
You're envious.
are those?
Right.
Terrible at writing those. I get in my own head about that stuff,
Sure.
Writing lyrics is a tough one.
Lyrics is tough. It's the hardest part in a lot of ways. I mean, I could certainly, if tasked with just sitting down and cranking out instrumental rock music, I could do that all day long.
Right.
But if you said I need you to write me 6 full songs with choruses and hooks and good verse lyrics and stuff, that would take some time.
Bridges, sure.
I could write you 6 instrumentals and get them to you quick. But lyrics that are worth their salt.
My favorite
Tough.
thing for sure is when you're in a group setting and someone rolls out an idea, and I just Jason used to do this. He'll start singing something, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, man! You just come up with that?" He's like, "No, I've been working on that. It just fits." And you're like, "Okay, so I've been working on this riff. You've been working on those lyrics. This song has started in both of these places already, and is now coming to meet there. But when a singer just pulls a melody and some words out of something,
Yeah.
when you're playing a riff and you're like, oh, I think this is a cool riff. It sounds neat. I'm kind of into this idea that I came up with. And somebody comes over and laces something on top of it to level it up. It's always oh, yeah.
Happens a lot with Johnny Rook, actually.
Sure.
Where Zach will have this weird part or whatever.
Don't know what to do with it.
Makes sense.
And James will hear it, and out of nowhere, he's just mush mouthing something over it, but
Right.
the melody's there.
Kind of.
And then Zach will, it'll just be words that make no sense.
Right.
But
Yeah, you got to start with
that'll
something
motivate
that
Right.
Zach to be like, okay, now I'm going to finish this song.
Right.
because
starts to feel like an
I know
actual
what James
song,
is gonna
Yep.
do with
not
it.
just him.
Not just an
playing a cool
idea that
guitar
I'm playing
part.
on.
Yeah.
Which is when I work alone and do things alone is a big problem because you got to, it's this pick apart. That's how Jason and I used to work quite a bit. It was oh, I got an idea, and then you throw something on. It's oh shit, I just got excited about an idea that I have that I was excited about a while ago, but it's kind of died
Got
down.
reignited
Yes,
or whatever. Now I
yes.
want to do that,
Nailed
write
it.
that extra part or whatever, and yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the beauty of a good collaboration.
So Diane, you got them
Someone picks
words?
up where
Brandy's
you
got some
leave off.
words? Send them over.
Right, Diane and Brandy, you sound like you're halfway to a band. You need a rhythm section, and you guys are good to go. I'll make the album. Let me know. It's going to be expensive, but
I was just going to say,
call Brad. We'll figure something out.
the discount.
I'll get those contracts in
It's
the
the podcast discount coming at you.
I've been mixing a lot lately. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about what I could or couldn't talk about, or what I don't know. But I've definitely done some reggae mixing for an artist in town named Ryan Listman, but it's Rion if you look him up. Super cool stuff that Michael Bland definitely contributes to and kind of co-writes some of the stuff with him, and that's been fun because it's not just rock and roll. It's fun to mix something different. I don't think that any of the stuff I've mixed has been released yet, but he's a cool artist in town. Real cool kind of pop reggae, fun stuff. Good singer, Michael Bland approved, so it's quality or whatever. Check him out. I've been working on that. Trying to think. I mixed another tune, the one that I showed you guys last week for Jonah, who I've talked about before, for a project he's doing with another buddy of ours named Brian. That's really cool. Really good rock song. Not sure what the plan exactly is there with Jonah and how that one's going to see the light of day, but good rock tune. Well done. It was fun to mix. Jonah just sent me another thing that he sang on that's a little more like EDM. The track's kind of EDM and weird. I don't know if you've heard this.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah. Jonah's vocal thing's cool. I don't necessarily... I think it was... I don't know if it was commissioned by someone. Jonah's just singing a hook for some guy who made this track. The track is not necessarily my cup of tea because it's kind of like some of that super robotic dubstep. Like...
How'd that go?
Isn't that what you listen to when you fall asleep?
Yeah, it's like,
in bed?
Yeah. No, that's
Whoop, 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 whoop.
that's me
It's a cop car.
That's me falling asleep to the Three Stooges. Same sounds. Same exact. Oh, wise guy. Yeah. But so I'm gonna do some vocal editing and tuning and kind of some mixing on that. That'll be interesting. I told Jonah straight up, I'm like, dude, you're saying great hooks. I really like your vocal thing. This track gives me anxiety. Like, cause I don't love those dubstep like super
Yeah, it's not my
super sounds like that's borderline
Machine sounds.
design,
Yeah,
like
it's more sound.
transformer beats in between drops and like, and then there's other parts of the track where like it's nice and keyboards and floating and like, dude, this is great, and then it shifts into one of those in the drop, and you're just like, dude, fuck the drop.
Anytime people talk about the drop, I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Maybe I'm an old man.
I'm not. I'm too fragile to fall. You can't do that.
But cool stuff. So that was a cool thing to mix. I've been mixing quite a bit of stuff. Like I said, finished off the Ghost Particle stuff. That was a good size project.
One that we haven't talked about on the show yet is you mixed one of the remixes on the Owen remix album.
Yeah, I did it right. So my good friend Norman.
It's Norman's birthday today too.
Oh,
Happy
right.
birthday, Norman.
I should wish him a happy birthday. A good friend of mine, Norman, remixed a song for Owen and then basically asked me to take his remix and mix that for him, which may be really convoluted if you can get it. But basically, he really changed the song, changed the arrangement, did a lot of stuff to it, essentially created a whole new session in a lot of ways around the vocal, and then asked me to take that session and just do a proper mix of it. I didn't alter or change his music. I just made it sound as best as I could or whatever. So I mixed his remix. And, like one of the dudes from Song Exploder podcast did a remix on there.
Oh.
And a handful of other like cool I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that's
of all
cool.
the credits, but
Brad from Now did.
oh yeah,
One of
right.
them.
One of the Now peeps did one. So yeah, I mean, Owen's a great artist, and it was cool to get kind of looped into that by accident. Norman was nice enough to be like, hey man, can you shine this up for me? And I was like, I can sure try. And he liked what I did, so
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's out now on Polyvinyl Records.
yeah, out on Polyvinyl.
Go buy it now.
Yeah, buy it now at Wallbox. Available now at Wallbox.
Oh man.
That's straight Chappelle quote.
at Walmart.
That's directly from Chappelle. They actually say Wallbox, I think. I don't know
Is
how.
that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No,
Every time,
Wallbox.
even
It's all, like,
today.
distorted and
Yeah,
lo-fi.
yeah. Today, man, when I was on my way over here, so I stopped and got some Mickey D's because I hadn't eaten yet.
No way.
Yeah, no shock. I hadn't eaten. It's always
These guys
Tuesdays.
both roll in with bags of Mickey D's. It's like, goddamn, Happy Meals on the way to Tapera.
You know, but because of Chappelle and that bit that he did there was a skit on season 1, I think, of Chappelle's show, where they call it Whack Arnold's.
Oh, yeah.
So like, if Corey, anytime talking to
Calvin
Corey, they'll
got
be
a
like,
job.
Calvin got a job.
You
Let's go
sorry. He's
raw.
all like 1 week
Yeah.
later. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
Smell
Whack
like
Arnold's.
French fries.
Man, you broke.
Kevin Bowe says, "Take your shirt off." I think that was a comment for Joe.
Happy to do it, bro.
I don't.
You
know.
want to see my sunburn?
I don't know.
Look
anyone
out.
named Kevin Bowe.
My my pasty.
Couldn't have been a comment. For
Let's throw in a little. Here's here's a clip.
We did this thing with Jeff Victor. He's like, just a quick mix thing, guys. It was like some kind of like soundscape thing for Target or something, or whatever. But we must have worked until 5 or 6 in the morning. And then Victor's like, awesome, we got it. Nailed it. I'm out of here. Cool. He split. I think we had like 2 or 3, like maybe some alternate prints we still had to do or something. So me and Evan still had another hour of work or something. And I don't know if it's, at this point, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. We're almost done with whatever we're printing. And then Evan's phone rings and it's Victor. And he's like, hey, I just listened to a few things. We got a few more things we gotta tweak. What time can you guys be back at the studio? And we're like, oh man, we're still here. And he's like, perfect. I'm on my way back. And like, I mean, how long was that session, dude? Like, I don't even know.
Forever.
It was forever. It was a 24-hour session or something. Like,
And that was a clip. I want to like, I really want to, we're goofing around. I really want to like transition to Jeremy's empty seat and play like a boo, you know what I mean? Or something like that over the top of it. No, you're not on frame. Do you want to talk off frame?
yeah.
Oh, hold
I
on.
want to make sure that people know I'm not off frame smoking pot.
Not in here. You guys don't know this.
They're clear that I'm just doing something else.
This is a YouTube strike, so we can't do that on air. You'll get in trouble.
What's YouTube?
Sorry, what? Had never heard of it. Well, as we come in to wrap this up here,
This thing with
let's check out another clip.
Are you done talking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna talk.
Yeah. Now I'm going to talk, and I'm going to say some things, and you're not going to like them very much. Ready? Here we go. And me and you would just be dying writing the shit down.
And we're back. That was a short clip. I thought that one was
That
longer.
was the Big Johnny one.
Yeah, that was a Big Johnny one.
I think someone say something funny other than me.
Oh, no, dude. I just get hired to take my shirt off.
Kevin, you want to be on the show next year? You want to just co-host it? I need help already.
We know. Oh.
Although, real talk, we should have Kevin on the show. You should be a Zoom guest at some point, Kevin. You have had a very interesting music and album making career, and I know some of the story, but I don't know a lot of the story. So it would be more interesting to talk to Kevin. Kevin sold me a couple pieces of gear, and we've met a few times. I've mixed a couple things that he's tracked, and probably vice versa at this point. Who knows? But
I get lots of referrals from Kevin at Copycat.
Kevin's a good dude in town, fellow lifelong songwriter, record maker, guitar player, multi-instrumentalist. He's a dude. He's one of the dudes in town.
All right.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
so you don't get it fucking twisted, Joe.
So we'll have Kevin on next season, and right now, here's a clip.
So then Evan ended up out in Connecticut at a place called the Power Station, New England, where he is now. So he's going to walk us around. This is one of the, literally, it's one of the finest studios in the world, bar none.
Here's the console.
Yeah, a couple good records made on that console.
And these are my favorite things we got. These PMCs. These things are amazing.
Giant PMCs. Those things sound absolutely incredible.
More. And here's the back.
Right, so the back wall houses all the outboard gear. There,
The curve bender.
right, real Chandler's curve bender.
Or Vermona spring verb on top
Oh,
of it,
yep.
which is cool.
Yep, the Blue Stripe 1176. That's kind of a holy grail unobtainium compressor at this point.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
LA2A,
Yeah.
not a reissue.
You sound great.
Yep, zoom in on the
TBX.
Power Station custom logo on those LA3As. You can't really argue with that. Thank you. Yeah.
Power Station custom logo
Evan
right
ended
there.
up-
You guys saw that at the end of that clip as we took a little tour through Power Station, New England, when we had Evan Bakke, head engineer, on the show.
Nice. That was a nice little bump there, Joe.
And, here's another clip.
All right, so we are now joined by Brett Petrusek and Mark Slaughter. What's up, dudes?
How's it going, man?
Hanging out in the studio. Looks like we're all kind of hanging out in our home studios.
That's what we do. This is
what we
it,
do.
man. This is where the big boys play right here.
Right.
But it was always a hard transition for us to get used to the sound of a SSL because there was that compression in the bus. It has a certain sound to it.
Totally.
You know. And,
yeah, I'm totally an SSL user. It's my go-to channel strip all the time. So
right.
I mean,
because it puts everything in a box properly. I mean, that was one of the things for, whether it was Bryan Adams or a lot of the really big records. It was usually the compressor, and that's the magic of that console more than anything. It's really
that console
that compression.
barks. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Freaking crying over here. I have no idea what that last clip was. We're not crying about the clip. I'm not in any way trying to disrespect whatever Mark was saying in that clip. We weren't listening to it. And I haven't seen these clips that Joe has clipped.
If I can look at it, I can slot. Oh, you guys were talking about SSL.
We were just talking about, how to EQ a bass drum. And things got a little funny.
That's true. And now that Jeremy's got that going, here is just kidding. I have no more clips. I'm out of clips.
Yeah, I was just shocked at Joe. So yeah, Joe told me he made a few clips. I haven't seen them, but you guys have seen them. I've seen him on mute. But I love how he just kind of rapid fire a bunch of clips at, and with that word that you just said, here's another clip.
Yeah, you're right, man. And here's a clip.
Yeah, you know what? I suppose I never thought of that way. Here's a clip.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so we're just having fun with you on what we would call our last episode of season 1.
I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
Man.
I got a story for y'all. It's, I don't know. Maybe it's good. You'll be able to tell me. So you were talking about taking shirts off. Kevin was talking about taking shirts off. I said I'd take my shirt off, and now Diane and Brandy want me to take my shirt off. We were talking about $1 bills, obviously, because I was like, get out your ones. And now they're talking about coins for me.
I think that's a good call.
Here's where the story comes in.
You're more of a nickel kind of guy.
Yeah. More of a Lincoln.
Nickel and dimer,
Yeah.
if you will.
In Canada, I learned that if you go to a strip joint, they throw coins.
Loonies and toonies.
Loonies and toonies up on stage, bro. For real. That's not a joke.
Those are pretty heavy coins.
They're serious. And like it used to be, one of the dancers was telling me once that like they've had to kick people out several times because if a guy gets out, I don't know, whatever. She's like, guys will heat up the coins with a lighter. Ooh. Yeah. And I was like, what?
Hot
so
coin,
here's the thing. This was in, I think this was in Alberta.
You ever been
let you
hot
into
coin,
Canada?
Joe?
Not anymore. Yeah. 2 questions. I think I answered them backwards.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. So anyway, so what they do is all the dancers there have like a car wash calendar of themselves and like they have swag, right? Magnets, posters, just weird stuff where you're like, what stacks.
Are you about to suggest a Men of What's That Noise calendar?
Yes. How'd you know?
Huge moneymaker.
No,
Great idea. I'm glad I thought of it.
the dancers will roll up. They'll take like a poster and roll it up, and it's like try to throw your coins in here, and they'll like shove this thing right here. And guys are sitting like chuck coins over. So Diane and Brandy, there is a precedent for coins, for stripping, and I'm happy to take my clothes off for money. You got to go to my other channel, and if you can't find it, you can't handle it. So
Jonelyfans.com, right? There's only one of them.
It's himself.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Just stupid tonight.
All right, you guys.
Welcome.
What are you doing in here?
Stupid Tuesdays.
What was the last 5 minutes?
Diane's getting her lighter. Let's go. I do hang with exotic dancers. I've hung with a few exotic dancers in my life. That's not untrue.
What was his name?
Buck?
Buck. Yeah, that sounds super exotic. Where was he from? Wisconsin?
What happened to
Kazakhstan?
Buck.
From Kazakhstan.
His name was Josh.
You hang with a lot of exotic
His name was
dancers.
Josh Anderson.
her name was Buck.
From the range. Now that's exotic. That's exotic. Oh, you guys. What a lot of great memories and fun we've had here over the last, like,
Yeah,
7
a lot of
months.
bullshit, too. Let's talk about here's a clip.
8 months.
Yeah, man.
8 months, y'all.
this show could have almost had a kid. You know.
Oh my god.
Thankfully, it didn't.
I'm not gonna take
Yeah. Joe, fire up a clip.
We're out of clips, man. We're out of
Yeah,
clips.
right, here's
it
a
might
clip.
be good to just
Here's
move
the
on.
intro. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we'll move it on. Well, season 1, y'all, coming to an end.
Yeah,
What do you think?
We got nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I honestly, I was really excited to come do this episode tonight.
We
And not that we
noticed.
haven't been excited with other ones, but it was like,
Well,
yo,
well,
no, when it was like we're gonna when you guys were like, yo, we were talking about what we were gonna do on the show. What was the song we gonna work on? Or we gonna do whatever?
Andy says we're on fire tonight.
We are on fire
It's
tonight.
because Joe is not chained to his desk. He's
Where
got
there's
this
smoke,
new,
you know.
this new microphone.
All right,
I think we just got the new slogan.
that's right, dude. Where there's smoke. ... Our
So
shit's
we're
fire.
gonna debut a new segment. It's called Bong Rip Corner. There's no corner, but there is bong rip.
Yeah. No, I got excited because it was like we're gonna come in and just recap tonight. We're gonna hang out. We're
Right.
gonna hang loose, and we're gonna do whatever we want to do. And I don't know. It's fun. It's a good time.
Diane says, I'm not telling Jeremy how many SA concerts I'm going to, and none are in Albuquerque. I know.
Should we do an over under on Diane's like
Oh,
essay?
she's a trooper, man.
She on 5 shows
Got her
this tour.
bunk on the bus.
It took me quite a while to actually register
Nice.
where she was from because I had met her in so many different places.
I believe that.
I had no idea for a minute. I didn't think it was Albuquerque, that's for sure. I bet you're coming to a bunch. Well, I will be at all of them. So I will see you there. Yeah, hopefully, right. With any luck.
Over under is 5 on how many shows Diane's going to. Maybe just a little bit.
Well, I can think of, I know, because she's told me about a couple. So I know I'm going to say I know about 4.
So there's that right there immediately.
And she just said 4.
Oh,
Okay.
there's the under. I took
you
the
go.
under.
Just 4 for
By
now.
1.
But,
Yeah, right.
There's still plenty of days on the calendar.
There's time. Those fans, man, when I first time I got to tour and I like met a couple of like, you know, what we would affectionately refer to as like super fans, like fans that you see regularly,
Yep.
that you've met, that you kind of know at this point. And then I realized, I can't remember what show it was. We were like a week into my very first tour ever. I'm a guitar tech, right, at this point. And I was kind of these guys all that had these fans that were kind of like, man, I can't believe you guys have all these fans. And one day I was like, man, I'm hungry. I can't remember what it was. It was a sandwich or something. We didn't have food. Who cares? And he was like, yo, I'll tweet it out. And straight up like 8 people showed up with sandwiches for me that night and like a bunch of other stuff on the side. And that was when I kind of first realized that I was like, oh, there's like, every band has like fans, and then they have like some super fans that like know it, and you see all the time, and you see it all these different places, and you realize you're like, I don't know where that person's from.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you the first place I met them. I just know that I've seen them in New
Yeah,
York,
yeah,
in
yeah.
Florida, and Chicago,
Yeah, it's
and
funny
it's
how
like
that works. There's these different levels, and different bands have different levels of those levels or whatever. But some people just, they come around year after year after year after year, where it's so
Right.
much so where it's like, it's not even fans or whatever anymore. It's just like, oh shit,
It's your
you're here.
homies.
Like, what's up? Like, you just ride
Yeah.
on the bus or whatever. It's just like, it's like seeing a family member once a year. or
it's like
whatever.
catching a homie in town.
Well, it's
Right.
even like me, just traveling a lot for shows, and there are certain bands where I'll just do that.
Yeah,
And like if somebody's playing Chicago and not here, I'll go.
yeah,
And if I know the band enough to like
totally.
hang with them or talk to them or whatever, it's just kind of funny. And they're like, "You drove 7.5 hours to come to the
Right.
show?"
Right.
Like, we
I
only
was
drove
like-
5. We were.
I'm in the band. I wouldn't drive 7 minutes to come to this show.
No, it's
Yeah.
true, and I think about people like Perner. Like Perner's had some real diehards that every time he's in their city have come to see him play for 25 years.
Right.
30 years.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, hey, hugs and first name basis. And,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, every time I'm here, he's here. And I've been, I met that dude before we had kids, and now he's got adults.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're
like-
graduated.
Yeah.
And now they're at the gig.
Yeah,
and
right.
They got a kid.
And they're drunk.
Or whatever, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, man. It's cool to see it. We have a ton of, the last 5 years I've been around the SA camp, I've met there's a couple of strong handfuls of people throughout the country that it's like, we know we're going to see them a handful of times. It's always good to see them. And,
Yeah, and I mean, even now, kind of
good
coming
friends,
around.
good people.
It'll be good to see those people now this time around on your first go back.
Yeah, man.
You know.
It'll be good to see people in general. I can't wait to play. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's going to feel like culture shock again almost in a way
Right.
because it's been so long since we've done that thing. But we're lucky. We're lucky in a lot of ways. It's same 4 people in the band. It's the same tour manager. It's the same guitar tech. We do have
That's
a
the
different
best.
sound guy this time, but seems like a cool dude. Same bus driver.
There you go.
We got Local
same
H on the
driver.
show again, so we're already buddies with them. So it's like we're going
It'll be
into
a good
very
run.
familiar situation
Right.
as far as tour goes, which is not a familiar environment, but we got a lot of stuff on our side.
A familiar non-environment almost. And frankly, I suppose if it's a lot of outdoor stuff, I mean, one thing on tour, it's fun to get the itinerary and take a look and be like, sweet, man, I can't wait to play there again. I can't wait to play there again. Fuck, I don't want to go play there again. Whatever.
Yeah, put that
but now
on the
you're
away list.
right. But now you're on all this outdoor stuff. So like, how many of those do you have? Any like return venue kind of stuff?
Yeah, there's a few, and there's a couple of. Yeah, quit scratching up the carpet, you mutt. Yeah. There's. I mean, it's
You should
always
see
cool
the
to play
look.
beautiful outdoor settings, and I think we definitely are going to have the opportunity to do that. And there's a couple of, I can't remember specifically. There's a couple in particular, but like one in particular, like we're playing the place in Austin where they shoot Austin City Limits.
Yeah.
Like that's like a
Dope.
banner.
Yeah, that's a real
venue
place.
to me.
Yeah.
It's like one of those bucket list, like, okay, I played CBGB's and I played the Troubadour and I played the Roxy or whatever. Like,
Right.
now I can add, like, we're not filming Austin City Limits, but it's that stage.
Played
It's the
there.
Moody Theater. It's
Yep.
the same room and the same signage on the walls and the same hallways and that's super cool to me. So it's always fun to, when you get to walk in, again, it's nice with a band like Soul Asylum that you're not really walking in any dumps anymore.
Yeah, right.
They're past that point in their career where they don't really have to do that. So you're always in a fairly nice room, but sometimes you go to a new place, or whether it's indoors or outdoors, where you're just like, wow, this is incredible, room, man. Like it's nice to I enjoy that part of it. Some of those rooms sound really good, or where good PA out here because it's whatever, and just like it's fun. I don't know. I miss tour.
Yeah.
I'm starting to look forward to hopping on that bus and thinking about getting the little folding chairs and the little grill and all the stuff because we're playing outside.
Yeah.
Every day, and why not be sitting in the lawn chair with a couple of dogs and burgers going? Because it's either that or have someone go to Culver's, make your own.
Yeah. Right.
We did a lot of that, and the bus drivers likes to cook and stuff or whatever. So
You can have a good time. It's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mhm.
Yep, I can't wait to get back up there. Looking forward to seeing everybody. The meet and greet's a little different this year, as far as I know, because of because of the pandemic and just because or whatever. But I don't think I'm necessarily required for or part of the meet and greet. So for those that did get a meet and greet, you'll definitely be meeting Ryan and Dave, and they'll be doing some songs. And I know they have a plan, but I don't know if I think I get upper statesman status with Michael, where I get to
Right.
man, have a good meet and greet, y'all. We'll be back here checking out that deli tray. Getting
Definitely not smoking weed.
Getting ready for the big show tonight. Takes preparation, man. I'm an artist. But yeah,
What
so
do you think about that, Ollie?
I'm looking
Sounds like
forward
some
to that.
bullshit.
I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the show. And I do think that we all, the three of us, have certainly learned a lot about our likes and dislikes about the show. And I think that having 2 months off to think about coming back to it and how we want to come back to it will ultimately be good,
Yeah.
because we'll all hopefully have some ideas or just be rejuvenated. Not that we're burnt out, but we did, like you said, we did 20 episodes in a
I think
row.
some time to
Over almost a year.
dude,
you kind of have to have seasons and break it up.
even
because-
the couple of days, I shouldn't even say the couple days, but the couple of weeks that we just got off definitely gives me a new appreciation for it, but also the ability to stop, catch my breath, then reflect and go, oh, this was really cool. I like when we did this. This worked well. This did
I
not
could tighten
work
this
well.
up. We could fix that.
Right.
Maybe we could add this.
We could not do this, but we could do that. Yep. And so I think
real.
that 2 months will be really helpful for that as well. And I'm super stoked for a season 2 to come back with some intentions and a little bit of a plan and kind of
Yep.
here's what we're doing.
And like
yeah.
I said, we do have a couple of already committed guests that we're excited about. and we know that we can have them on probably sooner than later. That we're talking about hopefully having maybe a I said no spoilers. I'll give one.
I see you going for
I'll
one,
give
dude.
one, but it is very subtle in the fact that we have talked about having not one but two special guests on hopefully our first episode back. So I'm not going to say who. I will leave it at that. But not one but two awesome guests, and it will be double.
If you've watched enough and you've caught the episodes, you might be able to guess. You
Maybe.
might.
Yeah,
maybe not though.
Maybe not.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't
So
wait.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
And I think too, having like, if we've got 2 months now,
Right.
and we're just saying 2 months because that's how long.
That's all you're gone.
We don't know exactly when we're coming
right.
back.
We're
Correct.
not coming back like the day I get home.
But if we've
necessarily.
got
Just the next day.
2 to 3 months
The day
of
after.
like stuff that's back to more like
Right.
real life, where Jeremy, you've got
Tour stories.
2 months of tour to talk about.
right.
I've got a record that gets announced like in a week, and we've got all kinds of stuff leading up to an October release date that's going to be bananas for me between now and then.
Right.
You're
I got
gone all the
clips.
time.
I'll bring
Joe's
some
got
clips. I'll bring
like
clips.
I said, the world. We started off when there was nothing going on, but this kind of once a week. Now everything's back to starting to happen. So
I think the overall feel of what we do next season is definitely going to have like more like real. This is what's going on.
We're about to level
kind
up,
of
I
stuff.
think. Yeah. I honestly I didn't even I said it a little bit like I didn't realize we were doing it while we did it, and I kind of said it earlier. And we talked a lot about like, well, if we're gonna do something like this, you almost need to build a backlog, and like we kind of did
we
without
certainly
even
did that.
realizing. Yeah, right.
And they're all 2 hours long.
Right.
That's a
Plus-
lot of hours.
Plus
That's
a
40
couple.
hours.
There's like 2 tracking Saturdays in there. There was one of the tracking Saturdays was straight up like 5 hours.
Well, it was
Right.
just live.
Yeah, right.
So
It was just
there's
on.
There's an easy 50, 60 hours
Yes.
of footage now
Yep.
that we created over the past.
Right.
For Joe to go through and find more clips.
I thought that's what you were watching them all on tour.
Right. And here's a clip.
And I wish, man. I really wish I had
Here's
one
a
to
clip of
dish
Joe
out.
making clips.
Clipception.
Here's a clip of Joe at Great Clips.
Here's a clip of Joe getting circumcised. Get it?
Right.
Here's a pic of Joe getting clipped.
Here's a clip of Joe getting snipped.
Yeah. Here's a snip of Joe getting clipped.
Take a sip of Joe getting slipped. Yeah.
Oh man.
Like I said, we got nothing to talk about. Look
So
at the
much
dog.
fun today.
The dog's about as impressed
What do you-
as the people that are watching this.
Ollie, man, what do you have to say to all the people out there? All right then. I don't know if you guys heard it or
Looks
not.
at the microphone cross-eyed like, I'm even gonna get this thing
Yeah.
out of my face. The team's got jokes. I don't know, man. We're in total loopy mode.
We are in
We're
ridiculous
40
mode.
minutes away from freedom from season 1.
We're on-
counting the clock down. We
It's
got
the last period of school before summer,
driveway
dude.
full of fireworks out there. We'll
Yes.
celebrate tonight.
So when you hear on the news about a fire at a house in Bloomington,
Right.
it wasn't
Right.
us.
It was my neighbor's house.
You know what? Can we just
We're
pause?
shooting bottle rockets through their window.
Yeah. Some.
'Cause we
I'm
didn't
kind of
think
pissed
they were
now.
home. They were home.
They said
I
they
didn't
want to
really need a
remodel.
ride.
I need a ride. Some people in my neighborhood had like a 25-minute fireworks show on like Sunday night.
I had a couple long and some
Bro.
large booms.
Not
around
cool.
here, too. The dog wasn't loving it.
Yeah.
He's figured it out like that. It's quiet down here.
Yep.
So like when it starts getting boomy and he starts getting a little like bummed out and breathing hard, he kind of looks at me like, "Yo, let's go downstairs." And if I come down here for anything, he just like curls up by the door and like I close the door over and put Netflix or whatever on. You can't even hear the shit outside.
Right.
He's smart enough to be like, "Let's go down there. This sucks out here." You know,
It's funny,
He
man.
doesn't like the fireworks. It bums him out.
When you were on tour last year and I came down here to do some things like Harmby at work, he'd come down here with me and then like, you know, he'd stay down here for about 10 or 15 minutes and he's like,
Then he goes
I
back
gotta
up.
go
I gotta watch
upstairs.
the house.
Yeah, to see. I think he's waiting for y'all to come home, or
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. But like, if it's just me here and I come downstairs, he'll come down and he'll kind of look at me and be like, "Do you want to come upstairs? Because I have to
He
go
does
upstairs."
the same
He's
shit
like,
with me, man.
Who's
Like
this intruder?
Yeah, I know.
he does
You
the same
stay
shit with
here.
me. I'm down here most of the day, and like he won't even come down here.
Really?
Like
That makes
I'll
me
go
feel
upstairs,
better.
I'll let him out once in a while, but then I'll come in and I'll come right back down the stairs. He might lay right at the top of those stairs, like kind of with his nose looking like if I duck my head out there, he's just there.
Do one of these.
He doesn't even come lay down here.
Interesting.
No. At night, same thing. But if Karin's at home and asleep, he will come down here. He'll sleep on the carpet.
Right.
Like
Like tonight. Yeah, right. That's
but
weird.
like if the house, but right now, Karin's not home.
Oh, is she? Not home?
She's not.
Okay.
Home.
Oh,
But
I
all
didn't know.
three of us are here, so he's like, I don't know. He
I
just-
guess I have to hang out
Well, just
downstairs.
like, I don't know. If someone breaks in between the four of us, we're solid.
Somebody's
I don't
got
need to
it.
stay and watch. We'll fuck.
I'm gonna hit him with your most
We'll fuck this
expensive
dude up.
instrument
I'll
in the
start
fucking
biting his
room.
nuts. DePero will take the top. Brad and Joe will start working the midsection. Fold this dude up like a lawn chair. Put him out on the curb for the trash man.
What, do you think you coming through and I would beat your ass in my house slippers, fool? Come on.
Somehow we're robbing you now.
Oh.
Give me your wallet.
Here's the deal. The more we
What's in
talk,
your wallet?
the more bullshit we talk, the more people come and watch us.
It's true.
True.
It is true.
Basically, what we're saying is after the Soul Asylum tour, we're all going on into stand-up comedy, and we're going to be on tour.
That's right.
3 guys and 1 microphone tour.
I get the microphone.
Right. Joe gets the mic because he's supplying it, thanks to Senhai.
That's right.
And also because we're going to be taking his truck and he's driving
Yeah, right.
for the entire tour.
That was great. It was like, do you want to do a YouTube like kind of like live stream? I mean, yeah, I'm interested. What do you guys like? What am I gonna do? Well, you got all the gear, bro. So like, you got.
You're going to do the stream
Yeah, you need to do the stream part.
You're going to do the YouTube live stream part.
Right, we're gonna do the be down here anyway
I'm going
part.
to talk shit and hope for the best. And it's at my house,
What are you drinking?
so I win.
What are you drinking?
Aha.
Oh, aha, got you.
Are you familiar?
No, but it looked like
Sparkling water.
yeah.
I'm really trying to drink.
Ah,
I've actually been down to almost even no soda.
good
A
man.
lot of days. Every once in a while, I'll have a Coke. Some days, if I'm really going wild, I'll have 2 regular sized cans of Coke. But I'm drinking like almost no soda right now. But this is filling the void of the carbonation thing. These are all right.
Good. Be off
like
of that
the strawberry
soda.
watermelon one the other day.
Yeah.
It was all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not great, but they're all.
Kind of tastes like shit, but at the same time, it's
I
tolerable.
wouldn't say they taste like shit. Like I don't think they taste great, but they do fill a purpose of
Right.
like it's
Uh-huh.
carbonated, it has a little bit of
You
flavor.
get the
so it's
fizzy
not
soda
just
vibe.
water. And yeah, right. It's giving me everything except the and no sugar. Some of these Ahas have caffeine if you want it. Or
Yeah, that would be nice.
If you want a little bit of caffeination, you can get it, but not a bunch of sugar and
I've
shit.
been on the topos lately.
Yeah.
You like the Topo is nice. They're not
Okay.
really available
Bad
at
news.
my like go-to gas station
The
kind of quick stop.
Target
So-
now sells like a 12-pack box of bottles.
Oh,
Yeah,
nothing weird about
for like
that.
$10.
This thing's just frozen again over here. I never.
We might be straight froze up. Let me look. No, we're hanging in
I'll
okay.
refresh over here.
We're hanging in. Yeah, you refresh. I ginger ale, Canada Dry ginger ale 0. It's basically sparkling water.
I like ginger ale, but too much ginger ale gives me that burnt up. Like,
I get it. You should try ginger ale 0, man. It's like sparkling water ginger ale.
That burn.
I never get that,
Oh.
so I don't know what you're
I
talking
get that
about.
burn all.
I get that
You
off.
get a cream. There's a cream for that. For
Oh,
that
yeah,
burn
Brad-
that you
that's
got,
that other
bro.
burn.
Oh, I thought you were talking about,
Different
I thought you
burn.
were talking
Brad
about
was talking about her.
My
burn. Sorry
bad.
about
My
that.
bad.
Sorry about that.
Different burn. Yeah, different burn. I love this, dude. People are just hanging out, coming and
Pauly
going.
Ryan, not a fan of the Aha. Good to see Pauly Ryan in chat. He's the percussionist that I was talking about earlier.
Dude, Ken Parker killing it.
What do you say?
Aha should be called no.
Like I said, man, real talk. I'm sitting here drinking one. I got another one upstairs. You asked me how it was, and I said,
Not great.
not great. But it serves a purpose. I have found a couple other alternatives.
You're really looking to fill that like
I don't
not
mind
great
just, like,
beverage
I'll
gap.
get like a 12-pack of LaCroix or whatever at the
La Croix?
grocery store. I don't mind some of those. Some of those new flavors, though, are bunk, man. But
They're getting
most
too
of them are
wild.
good.
I don't really do LaCroix either, but like some of the new
I
flavors
go
are
for
like,
like lemon.
chill out. Yeah, like what do we don't need?
Yeah, they got like limoncello now. It
How about
tastes like
peach?
urinal cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I had one
They're
like
horrible,
a week ago
dude.
for the first time, and I was like, "No
right.
way, dude!"
Right.
Does it taste like a urinal
Tastes
cake?
like a urinal cake.
I'd never
Tastes
had a
like
urinal cake.
looks. Right. Straight up.
That's the way to say
I've
it,
never
dude.
tasted a urinal cake. Brad has.
It looks like a urinal cake, or tastes like a urinal cake looks.
Right.
Man, I can't wait to say that. About anything. It doesn't have to be LaCroix. I did Zevia for a long time.
I've had a couple of those.
They're good, but
my
not.
favorite taste.
The Dr. Zevia one was like right up my alley. I really enjoyed it, but they're bad for kidney stones. So.
That was their Dr. Pepper situation.
Yeah, and it didn't really taste like Dr. Pepper, but it had a peppery vibe, so anyway.
Had that peppery vibe.
What are we talking about?
That's cool. It had a peppery vibe. I'm with it. So tell me more about your sparkling water.
Well, so here's a clip.
Right. Here's a clip of us trying 17 different sparkling waters.
So we're going to kick off season 1 with a sparkling water shootout. We're going to have some special guests that I can't name, but I can give you one name, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper will be there.
Doc's coming in, folks.
Doc's coming in.
Folks, next season, the doctor is in. Dr. Pepper himself will be joining us. He hasn't done an interview since 1956.
Have you guys had Dr. Pepper in that place in Texas? Like in the right place in Texas? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so there's like
I don't think so.
There's like supposedly a good documentary, but I can factually say there is a documentary on like Netflix or Hulu or something. I think it's on Netflix. Dr. Pepper was like invented in, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I am. Dr. Pepper was invented in this town in Texas and blah, 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 blah. Long story short, to this day, supposedly Dr. Pepper, when you buy it from this place in Texas,
It's like different.
it's different
Okay.
and supposedly better.
It's like McDonald's Coke.
It's McDonald's Coke. Do you know why McDonald's fountain soda is better than everywhere
More
else?
sugar.
No. I mean, that would help.
I'm thinking that's part of it.
It's not. It's their water filtering system. So this is a two-parter. McDonald's, for the sake of consistency, ensures that you use this type of filtering system at all your stores regardless. Super expensive. The stores in Duluth, and there's a couple other throughout the country that have good freshwater access, don't have to have those. So I can tell you for sure that like the Diet Coke at McDonald's in Duluth is significantly better than like even the other places. But yeah, I feel you. McDonald's got that special stuff. Yes, Dr. Pepper's from Texas and all the things that's not. No.
Yeah.
It's not what I was saying.
And all the things that are better.
What I was saying is there's a movie or something. But anyway,
All right.
that's the end of my Dr. Pepper story.
I like a Dr. Pepper once
I love
in a
Dr.
while.
Pepper. It's a good
Just
one.
once in a while. From
Unpopular opinion right
Yeah.
now, Pib is better. Pib Extra is better than Dr. Pepper.
I'm with you, dude.
Gentle
I haven't
Mike
had a
said
soda
that.
in like 6 years.
I didn't want to drop the mic because I got to send this back, but
Fair enough.
I haven't had a soda in like 6 years, but
I can change that for
Dr.
you.
Pepper and
Ken
Pib
said,
for sure.
"How was the aha in Texas?" Like a good one.
A
Solid,
little
smart,
more worse.
Ken needs to come on that comedy.
Yeah, dude. When are you hopping in?
Right.
Can we get him a mic? Can we send him one?
You can tech for Joe's set.
Yeah, man.
What do? I'm a stand-up comic tech. So what do you do?
Here's the
Plug
equipment
in
you
the
haul.
mic. Right. I hand him his mic and water bottle,
My cigarettes.
and then I watch the show.
Virginia Slims and Pall Malls. That's all I do. Don't bring me this Camel and Marlboro shit.
Diane's not into your.
Ken's available.
Mr. Pibbs.
Ken, it does not pay well, but I expect to see you bright
Ken
and
does
early.
not pay. Well,
Nope, just kidding.
no, that
Now that
definitely
I
doesn't.
think about it. You don't like this. My mic cable's hanging over the dog, and he is not appreciating it.
Deal with it, dude. You'll be all right. Anything you want to tell people before we close up season 1, Ollie?
You want to wrap up season 1?
You don't want to shake your collar and jingle a little bit and let them know? I think your mom got home. She texted me.
I thought
and
I'd
said she
say
was
that.
going to be home.
I parked in the driveway. I should move.
She didn't drive.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Great.
You're good.
All right.
And I left the door unlocked, so she should be good because I don't think she took her keys.
I wish I had a clip right.
That's all the kind of stuff these podcasters
had
want to
a
know.
clip right
Here's a clip of Karin coming home. folks.
Diane called me a youth. She goes, "Man, the youths are dumb."
She also
You-
called you dumb.
Yeah, well,
I'm not offended by
so
that.
she was
the
twice
youths?
right.
Man.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was thinking about other stuff we might want to do. I think we like some of the small clip stuff. Maybe some more shootouts. Maybe some more shootouts next season.
I was really into the idea of this, just because you have so much gear that
do
we
have
could
a
shoot
handful
out.
of stuff. We were talking today for a couple of different reasons and a couple of different deals that have gone down recently. my stock of cymbals, ride cymbals, crash cymbals, hi-hats, just in general, my cymbal stock is like unbelievable right now. So maybe we should do some interesting cymbal shootouts.
Cymbal
or, like,
shootouts.
literally do a thing where maybe we set up the same kick, snare, rack, and floor, but change the hat in both crashes.
Yeah.
Go like, if you were going to do a Motown thing, you would use these cymbals, and this is why, this is why the whole drum set sounds different just by changing just the cymbals or whatever. Because like I said, a couple different deals shook down between my buddy Nick and some extreme generosity from Michael Bland. I am now sitting on a wealth of cymbals. Like,
I can't wait in like a year or two to be like, hey man, I need to grab my cymbals. And you're gonna be like, oh yeah, why don't you grab? And then it's gonna be like, which ones are yours? And I'm
Which
gonna be like,
ones?
well, these dark K's, I think were
those
mine.
7, I thought you only had 3. No, I think
No, I had 8.
There was 3 or 7-ish.
Might have been 10. Our little 16-inch hat combo that we were hip to for a while. Like, I'd love to show the people
We
that.
could do that. We could go,
Keep freezing.
This is a 14.
Yeah.
Vintage 14, modern 14, 15,
15s.
16. We could make 18 crashes.
We could make 18. Yeah.
We don't have 2
Hats.
17s here, but we
Yeah.
have several different 18s.
Some more shootouts.
But we have Sabian 15s, we have Zildjian 15s, there's a lot of flavors. So that's we could do some drum shootouts. We have a lot of cool drum stuff here, so I think in general that would be good. Another thing I'm just going to say out loud, A, to the stream, and B, to both of you guys, because I guess it's true, is within the last couple days I have been badgered by a few different people, especially now that I've been, so quick sidebar, I'm filling in on drums in town at a place called the Hook and Ladder for BNLX this Sunday. So I've been practicing up to play some drums with them, but within the course of doing that and just talking about drums and etc., in the last couple of days, 3 different people have gone out of their way to be like, dude, why are you not offering drum tracks?
I mean, we've talked
You
about.
have
Have
a
we not
studio,
talked
you're
about
online doing your thing, whatever. Like, why are you not like? And like I was talking to my buddy Elliot down in Nashville today, and he brought it up, and I was like, dude, it's so funny you say that because someone else just said that, and he was like, dude, I could literally I have 2 tracks. Like it was kind of like while we're talking about it, like
I need some help.
you want to play drum, like just
Yes.
kind of so like I don't know, there's there may be some more drum stuff in general, so maybe that is something that I should do because a lot of people are telling me I should, and then we can kind of make some drum centric content because I do think going back to record making and the whole thing, drums are a very, very difficult bit of record making and that process and the difference between a good sounding record and a bad sounding record and how much the drums have to play with that. So it might be good to talk more about that. I definitely watch all the YouTube channels and I see what people are doing and what's similar and what's different and what I like and what I don't like. And a lot of people have talked about recording drums, but I don't think you could ever really get too many people's takes on how to record the drums because I think it is a hugely
That's
important
a
part.
great point. And you got, all the right stuff
Right,
is
we
here.
got 2 different drum sets here. We have 3 different bass drums here. We have, I don't know, a dozen snare drums and a couple, whatever dozen cymbals at this point. There's a ton of shit here, basically.
I have no idea what's going on with the network, but it's like Chop City on the video.
Apologize.
I want to I don't want to wrap it up on a choppy feed.
Yeah, I got
I
it.
want to ride it out.
I
You know what I
apologize
mean?
for it. Does seem like it's stumbling. At least here, maybe it's not on your end.
It's got to be. I think the audio should be good coming through,
Yeah.
but
Audio usually stays good. Yeah. Hook and Ladder looks really cool. They have an outdoor thing set up right now that has like this kind of bubble tent situation. I have not been there in person yet, but I was checking it out online, and it does look really cool. And it's going to be, this Sunday, tribute to the music of Ed Ackerson, who we've talked about several times on the show, owned Flowers Recording, just a good friend of many in this city, and especially in the musical community in this city. And it's going to be fun because the more I'm learning about it, there's going to be a lot of people there that I know. Because it's
sure.
at first I didn't even realize when I first got asked, Ryan Smith from Soul Asylum is also in one of the other bands, and our buddy Mark Wade, who plays with Ryan, who's filled in for Soul Asylum in the past, he's playing. And Casey from Porcupine, who's a good friend of ours, is playing with the 27 Various, and like, so it'll be fun. And I'm playing drums, which is like a lot of these cats that I'm talking about. Not so much Ryan, but like a lot of these dudes I've known for quite a long time, but not long enough that they know me as a drummer. If you know me a super long time, I was a drummer first and then play guitar. But like Casey, I met forever ago, but I was in attention. So like
He hasn't seen you actively
heard
play
like,
drummers.
oh yeah, I heard Tapero plays drums, but like whatever. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And
Like if you're like in shape, man. I remember
Yeah.
seeing you play drums in shape for the first time, and I was like, oh shit,
it's a whole
you
different.
can actually
deal.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's tough after if you haven't played for a year or two. To sit down and really be competitive behind a drum set is not easy. But yeah, once like for this, it's cool because I practiced a bunch at home, and then we practiced once a week for the last 5 weeks or whatever. So I'm in shape, and it feels, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to play drums. Ryan's playing guitar, Mark's playing bass. There'll be the gang will all be there, and it'll be fun to do something for Ed and for the memory of Ed. And Ryan and I were talking about like. As he and I are also both just musicians who are currently making music and doing our thing or whatever, like the idea of one day being gone and the dudes who are still around in your hometown, like taking a night to play your songs.
That's cool.
Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
happy to be a part of that for sure. Porcupine does have a new lineup. Porcupine is not playing the gig itself. I don't know if I was confusing or I'm just saying it, but Casey from Porcupine is a part of these tribute acts. I have heard that Porcupine's got a new lineup. I'm not hip to who's in it now, but I'm told it's new. Spill the holiday show this year? Is that a question? Hey Jeremy, spill the holiday show this year. There's nothing to.
Oh, she's saying, "Hey, spill holiday show this year?" ? Like, is there one?
Oh, there is not one officially. There we try to make one for every year. I think that it goes without saying that First Avenue usually holds a handful of dates around that same time every year for the idea of one. I have not heard anything specifically, but I would think that there's a strong chance that there will be one. I think that's what I can say. So, yeah. I don't know. Right.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know. It may be real choppy on your end.
Yeah, it might be.
Land,
The only way to like deal with it is to stop it and start it. And
which
I don't-
we're just not going to
yeah,
do. 'Cause
not
we're,
now here.
we're pretty
at this
much
point.
at the end of the night here. We
Let's
apologize if it's choppy. It is here. Maybe it isn't on your ends. It
Yeah, I
probably
don't know.
is.
It
I'm
looks like
assuming
it is.
the audio is fine, but
Yeah, it should
stick
be.
with us if it's. There's nothing to look at right now, anyhow. So
Nothing to see.
dog's up, so he knows it's almost 10 o'clock because he usually likes to wake up around now.
Here's something though.
What you got, Brad?
I just looking at my phone where I'm not connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's doing the same thing.
Right.
So it tells me it's a Facebook thing and not.
Oh,
No.
necessarily
What
your-
it's telling you is our stream out is. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or it's coming from our end, and it is
Right, and it is
Right.
affecting everything.
Right,
That's what that
right.
tells me.
It's telling you one of those two things.
And I can see that. And yeah, anyway, I mean, there's a couple of fixes, but not here and now. There isn't.
Yeah.
So thanks for hanging with us.
Bear with it. We're gonna bear with it. We can see your comments. I'm assuming you can hear our audio.
That's
clear as a
all that
bell,
really
so-
matters, anyway.
Yeah. So
Fa-
with that, I don't know. What were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say, does anybody want to like? Was there a? And I guess I can start. Like, I certainly enjoyed all the guests and everything, but like for me, one of my favorite moments of the show was when we got to have Evan on and like just kind of run down stories. Only because like of all the people that have been on and whatever, like
We'll be right back. Keep the show.
yeah, do your
flowing.
thing. Yeah, he is giving you that extra look. I had a good time when Evan was on because I've gotten to know Evan pretty good, and it was really the first time. There's been threats of me going to do things at Power Station for a little while now, and it's like, oh, we should do this or we should do that, but things sort of keep happening. So getting to see Evan on was definitely a favorite moment of mine, and really just kind of like launching this thing. But I was wondering, it was like, what's your big takeaway, Brad?
The Evan thing was cool just because I haven't seen Evan in person in so long.
Right.
That being able to, connect that way and chat with him a little bit before the
Yes.
show to prep for stuff was cool. Some of the stuff I was really involved in, the creative end of the artwork stuff or the record release or
Yes.
whatnot. So like the Jonah thing, he and I go way back. We worked on a ton of stuff together. Having him on was cool. Same with Zach, going through and talking
Zach,
about
yeah.
the And We Dance stuff, just
Yeah.
because like I was pretty deep in that whole situation too, with the record and tour and all that stuff.
You definitely were.
And Mark too, like Mark Slaughter. I mean, I think I
Right.
brought it with me that night. I mean, I still have my
Oh man, we were
Slaughter
talking about
Stick It
that.
To You cassette from when I was a kid. Like,
I remember Brad showing up being like, "Dude, look at this," and I was like, "It's a cassette, man." Like, well, I don't,
it's
yeah.
31.
It was, and it was like that. And then I looked at it and was like, "Oh, it's a Slaughter. Oh, we got Mark tonight. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one."
But I think ultimately, like I was saying earlier, with everything else really just kind of being not normal in all of our lives, like just
Yep.
having this, we're like,
This
you guys
was
are
the
really
normal.
the only people I was seeing in person for quite a while. So just
There's
having this every week especially over the winter when everything slows down for us in general. I think that was just like something to look forward to, like every week,
There's nothing normal about what happens down here, the people that hang out down here, but
You
for
got
sure
that
this
right.
became the consistent, like, normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what a weird time in our lives that we're all gonna like reflect back on and whatever, but like what fucking weird. I don't know. I just like I don't know how else to say it, this whole thing. The Jonah thing was really cool, and it was really cool about like having Jonah on for me, like without getting into the whole thing, because I think we shared it like once on the show before, and if not, then I should. But when I met Jeremy, it was in the process of interviewing producers for the album that we were working on with the band that I was in at the time. We ended up selecting Jeremy. Jeremy and I are like get to know each other a little bit. We're hanging out, whatever. And like it wasn't until like maybe a few months at this point, we were finally in the midst of doing our first record with Jeremy. And I figured out, he like made a comment. I knew about Attention and stuff. And I was like, I listened to Gratitude when I was young because like it was all the music that I listened to, whatever. I plugged together that like he was Jeremy from Gratitude, like that Gratitude. And then like now fast forward, it was like, oh, Jonah, and having gotten to know him like through you guys and whatever, but like getting to do some things with Jonah. And frankly, the Jonah album was really a cool thing for me to see, because that's been something that's been like threatened to be done by everybody for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it was like, ooh, it's really
We're
happening.
actually doing it.
And I think when we come back for season 2, we'll have some stuff to talk to in relation to that.
Yeah.
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 That we can
There'll
talk
always
about,
be
yeah.
stuff cooking.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You're right. That record might have a whole nother life. We'll see.
Tab, did you have a season
Like a
one
favorite
kind of like,
moment?
yeah, whatever, a memory. Pick a memory, a good, bad, favorite, indifferent.
I like the interview stuff a lot. I think my favorite, my overall favorite part of the vibe I found is when, like I said, like when we kind of get time warped because like the question, no, or whatever, the interaction between us and the chat really starts happening, and I go on my little tears or tangents or whatever, and we all of a sudden we're like working on guitars, but then the chat and everything lightens up, and 45 minutes of talking goes by. Like I really like those moments where I look up and I'm
Yes.
like, oh shit, wow, we just a bunch of time just went by or whatever. So I like having the guests, like having Baki on there. Me and Baki have spent so much time together, and watching him do his thing out there and being in that situation in that studio, I'm really just stoked for him in general. So it's fun to talk to him.
Yes.
It was fun to talk to Jonah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of specific moments. I don't know.
Yeah. No, there was every time we opened CLA Echo which
Paching.
one? Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So go watch the episodes and you can relive it all.
Actually shooting and recording the intro.
Oh yeah.
That was a really fun night. Like,
And now
actually
here's
getting
a clip.
together and making that shit, and like
That was a fun night.
and we did that quick, and what you see is what you get, and we made that quickly, and
like
we
most
had fun
things
with it.
in my life, and for a lot of us, I think it was like that was something that kicked off as a joke,
Right.
And
we're
was
just
like, we should really do that.
We're going to really do it. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden I like wrote the verses and you're like, those are the right verses.
I guess we
Yeah.
got to do it.
I guess we should do this thing. Yeah. Like, so
Yeah.
there's a fun highlight for sure. That was a good one.
Well,
It was fun that we had the joke idea, saw it through, and not only saw it through, but like, it still cracks me up when we play it.
oh, dude.
Fucking nailed it.
It's the outro and the intro.
You know, so-
Definitely to Brandy and Diane's point and everybody, like, y'all, the viewers are the best.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you guys
keeping
for
it
the
moving.
questions.
Right? If there was no one in the chat and
Right.
nothing going on there, you know, I mean,
We would still be here with
three
the
of us
stream
would
on.
or maybe just with the stream off.
Yeah, maybe.
But we'd probably just be hanging out or whatever for the most part.
Well, anytime we're hanging in the stream's
Right.
not on,
Right.
we usually say, "Man, the stream
I
should be
know.
on right now."
Right. Maybe we wouldn't hang consistently every Tuesday,
Yeah.
but we would be around.
Yeah,
we
so
were
thank
always-
y'all.
We're always down here doing that. Yeah, so we really do appreciate it, and yeah, man, all of the questions and everything. That's questions, comments, the interaction. That's what it's really all about. Like I said, I can mix records on my own all day long, and do and have and will continue to. But it's fun to talk about. You know, not only record making, but music and just life and just, you know, checking in with our friends. And like I said, familiar faces, obviously. Diane and Brandy are just strong, always here, strong soldiers. So, you know, it's like, even though we're not seeing you in real life, we kind of get together every week. We catch up. We find out who's up to what and what's going on and how everyone's doing. And it's fun, you know. And I don't know. I think that, like I said, we're still enjoying it and we're figuring out the parameters and the things that we can do to make ourselves enjoy it kind of even more or whatever in a lot of ways, or you know, just make it better for you and better for us and make it better, figure it out. So we're having a good time with it, and we're going to continue to do so, just maybe a little differently when we come back. And as far as I mean, Brad touched on it earlier, maybe we already kind of talked about it, but we don't really have like a set in stone date we're coming back. I know that I'm gone at least until mid-September, and then I know that I have a Fuzzard record to finish immediately following that. So it's going to be a little bit, but there will be a season 2, and it will be it'll be awesome, you know.
I am very excited for season 2. So y'all bring it.
Yeah.
One last thing. Does anybody have anything to add before we go? Because I have.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel good about it. Yeah, I mean, thanks for watching for the past several months. I look forward to seeing some of you on the road shortly here as Soul Asylum starts rolling through a bunch of different towns. Please come out. I was going to rattle off the tour dates, but I don't need to do that. If you're interested, we're out all of August and most of September, and we're all over the place. So check it out on soulasylum.com or find it wherever you want to find it. Please come to a show. Come see it. We've been learning a pile of songs, so we've got some alternate stuff, and we're figuring out what we're going to play on the set lists. And we've been working hard. We've been down there twice a week rehearsing and different song list almost every night, and you know, so it's fun. It's fun getting that thing together and getting ready, knowing that we're about to leave for a long time, knowing that we're about to play. You know, we have conversations about like playing a lot of towns that are close together, and we know that a lot of the core fans are willing to drive a couple hours. So some of these people that we know are going to hit 2 or 3 shows, and maybe 2 or 3 shows in a row. So
Yeah.
not going to just go out there and play the same set every night. Like
That's cool.
and it also keeps it fun for us. Like, yes, there's
Right.
some staples. There's some songs that are pretty much just going to always be in the set, but there's a lot of room for like, we'll pull this one out, put this one here. And, you know, Michael and I and Ryan now know a shitload of Dave songs.
And the catalog's deep,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, Dave has got literally hundreds of songs, and at this point, I don't know exactly how many I know. I'm sure Ryan and Michael are well into the hundreds. I'm probably
yeah.
right, not far behind them. You know, 80 songs or something. So
Well, because what do you normally play in the set? Like 20-ish, probably.
20, 22,
Yeah.
23 with some encores somewhere. You know,
And if you're mixing that up,
we're mixing that up often, and there's just a lot of stuff that's at the ready, kind of. So. And, you know, it's interesting because it's just good practice, too, but we'll run something all the way up until we leave, and then it'll never make an appearance on tour.
Yeah.
Because whatever, because it didn't feel right, or there wasn't a good spot in the set, or Michael wasn't, something about the way it just didn't land. So, so you just never know. But there's also, like the band and certain people in the band have literally kind of given some heat back when people like make too many requests or like demand the same song. Play this one, play this one, play this one. Like, I've, not to call out Michael B, but I think he'd be all right with me saying I've literally seen him like lean forward against his kit and be like, "This ain't a jukebox, man." Like to the guy in the crowd, like you're gonna hear what we play. Thanks for your suggestion. We heard you the first 9 times. But that said, it's cool to have a lot of music at the ready because sometimes there is a sweet story or there is a something or there is a reason that so-and-so is here and is there any way you could play this song? And it's cool to be able to do that. And the only way to be able to do that is to know a lot of that stuff,
There was a question. Ken was asking if there's going to be any good merch, and I don't know. Brad might be a better guy to ask. I don't know. Have you guys seen any of the stuff?
I don't know. There's always good merch. There's a pile of Soul Asylum merch. I'm not sure specifically what's new and
Bring your money.
what's old or whatever. Bring that wallet. No. Yeah, there's always cool stuff. There's a merch company that kind of helps take care of that stuff now. I will be the first to admit that I have wholeheartedly embraced the fact that my role in this rock and roll band is to play bass and sing background vocals and be a good hang, and I keep my nose out of all of that other business. So, like, is there some new merch? I'm sure there is. What does it look like? No idea. Not my business. I'll find out when I go see the merch table on the first night when someone else sets it up. Because again, not my business. But yeah, there's always something. There was a bunch of stuff last tour. The company that came in and helped us out last tour, like, sent Janine out with a pile of merch. So I have no reason to think that there won't be a ton of stuff, if not even more than there was last time this year. Because
got a year and a half worth of merch to make up for.
Seems to be how it goes. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that, I know that because you can kind of see it happen. Like that stuff lives at the rehearsal space. Yeah. But there's web stores and there's sales and stuff. So all of a sudden stuff disappears and you're like, oh, good. There's not like 1,000 shirts in here anymore. There's like, we can get some different shit or whatever. But yeah, though there will be merch, there will be new items, there will be cool items. Always fun. We had a blast with Local H, so it's going to be a great time to see those guys again. I'm looking forward to. I've been a fan of Juliana Hatfield's music for years, but I've never met her. I don't know anything about her, so totally looking forward to her and her band being on the bill. I think it's a cool bill, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to being on the road, doing the thing.
Charles mentioned that he's really looking forward to seeing the last record live.
Yeah,
and that I think that's.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We were talking about that because we've been with some of this downtime. We have been starting to demo some new material. Janine was like, "Hey, do you want to play a new one on the tour?" And I was like, you know what? While I totally get that, like, Hurry Up and Wait is the new one.
Right.
Like, we got canceled before the shit even came out.
Yep.
Like, this is the first tour for Hurry Up and Wait. So, like, while I get that, like, let's not gloss the whole record over. So we have been learning quite a bit of that new record. So, again, things are going to rotate in and out. I can't guarantee what anyone may or may not get to hear on any given night because Michael writes the set list. We all like the way he does it. He's in charge of it, and we see it the same day. Like you guys get to hear it at 8:00 or whatever. We see the set list at noon. This is tonight's set list, and it just is what it is. And occasionally there's a wild card or whatever, but that's Michael's department. So it's our job to know a ton of songs, and it's his job to know how to pick them and where to place them, and he does it well. So, but yeah, all that to say, we're learning a ton of stuff. We're getting excited about getting on the road, and we've been, like I said, we're down in the rehearsal, sweating it out 2 nights a week, every week, just like we're really getting in the zone. And emails are going around, and gear's getting ordered, and how many sets of strings do you need, and all the little machine cogs are starting to turn, and it's like, right, the bus is going to be here. We're going to go do this thing. I got to go to Target and buy like deodorant and shit and like get ready to leave, This is real. Yeah, like fresh socks and boxers time. Like and it's exciting. It's exciting for sure to get back to to business, if you will. So looking forward to it. We're going to miss you guys here on the stream, but we're going to be on the road doing the thing, and really looking forward to that too. And we'll hopefully have a bunch of cool stories for you when I get back, and we'll try to do maybe a Zoom or a little something here and there if and when we can between now and then. So, we'll do our best to give you a heads up, but keep your eyes open. There might be some pop-ups. I might take advantage too of just like some very simple, like I might, for those of you who do watch on Facebook, I might just jump on my phone, like from a cool venue for a couple minutes or whatever, and just do a little live Facebook from my phone or whatever, even when we can't get together. But we're going to try to get together and do a Zoom thing or, do something. So how long will it take you to get back in a groove on the road? A few days to a week. I think that's exactly right. I think somewhere between 3 days and 1 week, you fall right back into stride. I think it always takes a couple, but yeah, I think it's right in there. 3 days to a week. Some sooner than others. I figure 3 days. I figure by the third show, I'll feel like I'm in the groove. Once you got 2 under your belt, you're sleeping in the bunk, you're riding the bus, you're back into the thing. 2-3 shows, feel like you never left, I think. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So, yeah. And I don't know, other than that, before we close up season 1, any other final thoughts from Brad or Joe? No, we're good.
I think you know what to do,
We're
man.
there, yeah. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, a little Facebook here and there. Yeah, I'm going to try to. I'm also, me and Ryan have the keys to the Soul Asylum Instagram on our phones. So we probably will, from the Soul Asylum account, do that. The management people ask us to do that stuff, and we're both like, yeah. And then we just don't.
That's what every time.
It's stupid. We should, we should. I don't know. Janine does it a little bit. We'll all try to be better. We did it a little bit here and there. I'd pop up once in a while. I went live like before we played that stream at Creation. I took my phone and went on Soul Asylum on Instagram, just a quick tour of studio and whatever. But we'll try to keep some stuff going, and so look for that. We'll try to give you some tour updates and then as we know more about when we're coming back and how we're doing it, we'll let you know. And like I said, it's a little bit of a gray area because I got a record to mix when we get back and just stuff to figure out, but we'll get it happening. We'll let you you will be the first to know. So short of that, yeah, we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna button up season 1. Thanks again for everything. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping us along the way of figuring out how to put this thing together and how to make it right. So until season 2, keep it tight.
Kick it! Wake up in the morning, time to check that mix. It was rocking last night, today it sounds like shit. So you put it in a folder and send it to the boys. 'Cause they always make it happen, and what's that noise? It's Tuesday night! Keep it tight!